I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it in back bay. Yeah, I got game, God in a fan way. We the city of the champs, every sport we play. Spit wetter than the harbor, yeah, I'm flowing like the Charles. I be speeding on this beat, call it turnpike miles. Yeah, it's Buku signing on, John to the Hancock, and I'm always key, I'm ready to unlock. I be doing big things, don't even have a deal, yeah, I battle through these.
Welcome back, everyone, to the newest edition of Once a Week. I'm Billy Giannouloudis, and guys, we have an incredible special guest for you today. I have no doubt in my mind that you will gain something from this video. This is going to be powerful, this is going to be insightful, knowledgeable. It's going to have so much wisdom in it. I know you can run with it, guys. An incredible guest. She studied at the University of Rhode Island in nutrition. She took nutrition as far as it can go, but then she realized there was something deeper there. She realized that she can help people on such a deeper level when she stepped into the mind, to the point now where she's helping people as a women's mindset coach. Guys, I went to high school with her, didn't know this was there until now where she's finally taken the world by storm. Guys, I give you Charlene Valentine. Charlene, thank you for being here.
Hi, thank you so much. It's so nice to be here.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're doing big things now. You're helping people.
Yes. Yeah,
right?
It's incredible. It's like going from, I was always a helper. Like, this is just like how I was born to be. It's just like a compassionate person. So like, I knew I was like meant to be in the realm of being a coach and being, a support system for people. Where it started off where I was like that person for my friends when I was really young.
Right.
And then it turned into, I was so compassionate helping people, like trying to encourage them to eat healthier. And then that turned into me becoming a nutritionist and a health coach. And then that led into something even bigger when I'm like, wow, helping people has a lot more to do with just food. Yeah. It's like how we do one thing is how we do everything, right?
Exactly.
And so when I was helping people with their food issues or, becoming healthier, I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, there's so much more behind the scenes. Like, they were improving every other aspect of their life. And so that's what led me to becoming a mindset coach.
It's huge. Because I love what you said too. I think society teaches you like, oh, this is the way you can go down, and that's a success right there. It might be. But when you really step into the world, whether it's nutrition, whether it's fitness for that matter, what health, mind, psychology, with me, psychology and therapy, you realize that there is a whole nother world to this that really brings the passion to people, brings the health to people, and exactly is what they're looking for. And that's why I love being a coach, and I can tell that's exactly what you bring to the table as well. But tell us, as much as you got to nutrition, and you used to be the one that your friends would go to, what kind of led you to be a women's mindset coach?
It's a long-winded journey, but a very linear one when you really take a microscope to it. So it started off, and this is like, it used to be so vulnerable for me, but I'm more, into sharing it now because I know that my story can help so many other women and other people out there. But so I was so into health and just being as healthy as I could be. I was so passionate about it. People would call me a health nut. My dad was like, you're so health obsessed. You should go into the field and study it. So I did. But like the habits that I had weren't as health supporting. From the outside, people would look at me and be like, oh, wow, you have it all. You're so healthy. Like, you know what you're doing. But on the inside, it was like controlling my food intake because I was really insecure and I wanted to look a certain way or feel a certain way. And I was controlling my food intake to a point where I would restrict food if it was considered to be unhealthy. And I would overeat an abundance of healthy food only, and I really analyze like food labels and things like that. And then come to find out, like I knew that my behavior wasn't health supporting, but I was very closed off to getting help. My mom would just say, I feel like you could eat more, or you have such like this anxiety when it comes to eating. Like, are you okay? And, at that age, like, you don't want to be receptive and listen to your parents. At the same time, it's like, we were just talking about how you need to hear things like a certain way or a certain amount of time.
It's true.
And then you're like, oh yeah, I need help.
You get to that point where it's like, oh, this makes sense.
Yeah. Or you're doing something for so long and you're trying to do it on your own. And then you're like, all right, all else fails. Like, I hit rock bottom. And because it turned into me like literally exercising for 2 hours a day to a certain extent. So it was a really bad behavior. So I took to Google and I looked it up, and it turns out that what I was dealing with was something called orthorexia. It's different than anorexia or bulimia. It's like you don't have the same behaviors, but it's an unhealthy relationship to food where you are being very controlling over like what you eat, and it's like it interrupts your day to day. It interrupts like your mental space, your physical space. I couldn't go out and eat with my friends because I felt like I had to eat a certain thing, and if it wasn't on the menu, I would literally not go out to eat. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was really bad. So I looked it up, and it just became actually an official eating disorder later that year because it was so up and coming. There's so many different types of eating disorders. So that's the long-winded beginning, but it led me into studying nutrition in college, which was amazing.
Yeah.
Learning all about it because I wanted to become healthier myself and then help other people. And at the same time, I was like still dealing with these issues. Like I still had the anxiety. Yeah. I didn't know how to change. So after college, I'm like, this is great. I learned like through and through like the science aspect of food, right? Yep. But I didn't really get the whole mind-body thing because I'm like, there's so much more to this. Yeah. So after college, I went off to studying holistic nutrition and took like a certification course in that. Yeah. Blew my mind. Yeah. Okay. I'm like, wow, this is so much more than like the physical body. It's like how you think about food and how your mind has so much more to play. I could just go down this road forever, but mind-body health is legit. Yep. And through that, I was actually able to heal my relationship to food, but also implementing behavior change techniques. Nice. Like I studied behavior change because, again, I didn't know what to do. I was trying to get help with the therapy, and that was great. Like, it's definitely a good segue for someone who's struggling. Yep. But I knew that I had to take control of myself, or else I would have self-sabotaging behaviors.
Yep, I get that.
Yeah, and it became something where I was like, okay, I can feel good one day, but then the next day I would like go down into this pattern of, you know, unhealthy eating. Right. So after doing the certification, then studying behavior change, that led me to NLP and studying mindset. And I came across it honestly because I was at such a low point. Yep. I'm like, all right, I'm working on my health. Like, I'm trying to also help my clients. At that point, I was a health coach at my 9 to 5. Okay. And so many people would come to me and they would say like, I know what to do. It's just about doing it. Gotcha. And like, this is like the phrase, if I had a penny for literally every time I heard someone say this, I'd be rich by now.
Yeah, right. I get that.
I'm like, all right, what is this? Like, what is literally like the intangible switch that you need to flip to change your behavior? Like, I would look at successful people at the same time, and I'm like, some people have it all, and everything's just working out for them. The other people, they want things, but there's a gap between what they want and what they're doing. Exactly. I'm like, what's going on here? Yeah. So then I came across NLP. Through listening to a Tony Robbins video on YouTube. Phenomenal. I don't know who I heard this from, but he's like the gateway drug into like mindset.
That's awesome.
He is.
It's true though. It makes sense.
Yeah, at first I'm like, I'm not believing this guy, but I'm just going to listen to it because it's better than just like listening to my thoughts on my way to work.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's got such a powerful voice. It powers the thoughts right out.
Yeah, I'm like, he's too happy for me.
Exactly. That's awesome.
But then I'm like, maybe I need this. Like, maybe I need that smile on my way to work rather than the tears, because sometimes it would literally come to that.
I get that.
So I listened to Tony. After a while, it took like a half a year for me to really crack the code and like, all right, I signed up in an NLP school program because I'm like, he knows what he's talking about. I want to learn all the techniques to better my own mental health, but then also help my clients too with this whole behavior change thing. Yeah. And here I am with my long story short, but so then I became, not certified yet. I'm still in the program working towards that certification, but they taught me all of the mindset techniques and the way of thinking that I was able to heal my relationship with food, help my clients, whereas I wouldn't have been able to help them before. Yeah. Like, it wasn't until we dove deep into like the stories they were saying to themselves in their mind that then we were able to like reframe those stories into something more powerful. Then their habits and their actions were finally paying off.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I love that. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And, to give you guys more insight on that, why I got so excited when she said Tony Robbins is how it sparked it, is because that's who I was trained by. So I know a little bit about this NLP, but to give you guys a background with it, NLP is Neuro-Linguistic Programming. And if you think of the mind, the brain for that matter, as a supercomputer, which it literally is, you could tell it to do something or you ask it to do something, and it's going to try and figure out a way to do it. Anything like that, because we have these conscious behaviors, these unconscious and subconscious behaviors and habits and patterns which help us see the reasons to why we do everything. So with Charlene, she has learned neuro-linguistic programming for herself to see, wow, this is actually what caused the eating disorder. This is actually what caused this. But when she stepped into those beliefs, rearranged those through NLP, she's able to make progress. And she's taken that to her clients now. So with something that you may be working through right now, or you may be struggling with, for that matter, and you just don't realize, like, why does this keep happening? Yeah. Why do I keep getting the same results? Why do I keep struggling with this? It could be something completely unconscious, subconscious, that you're not aware of, that has been there for so long. And Charlene takes that to you and helps you realize it, reframe it as she just described, and helps you make progress out of that. NLP is powerful.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Like powerful stuff. Like I honestly wouldn't be here talking on a YouTube video if it wasn't for using NLP, because it's, you start, like, you believe your own stories, you believe your own lies you tell to yourself. You know, these things that we feel like we are held back from doing or thinking we are capable of doing is something called a self-limiting belief.
Exactly. And
it really becomes something so true, because like you say stuff to yourself all day, you're gonna believe it, whether it's true or not. So I decided to look in the mirror, and to this day I practice this every day. It's like auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion is really like telling yourself like things, thoughts, you know, after a while become something that's like second nature, and it becomes something that your subconscious mind, like the place that's responsible for behavior change, picks up on, and it's like, all right, we're gonna make this like your new autopilot.
Yeah, 100%. No, I've done that numerous times, and I think that's truly one of the starting points for people to really kind of see themselves for who they are, because we're all incredible. Like I'll put the last week's video at the end of this one, guys, but man in the mirror was the name of it, because we're trying to figure out, we want to be ourselves, we want to be someone, we want to be the best version of ourselves, but we let the world tell us who to be, and it changes everything. But through NLP, through auto-suggestion, if you have these self-limiting beliefs yourself, like, oh, I'm just not good enough, I'm not going to get this job, I'm not going to get the girl, I'm not going to get the guy, it's just not going to work out. You know, I got to the point in my life when I don't even know if it was me learning NLP through Tony Robbins and doing his trainings, or it just happened. I realized that was such a negative action and belief that I'm doing. I started like, I'll like say the word, now I'll say the word canceled when a negative thought comes in my head, just to like empower that. But back in the day when I was really learning this stuff, I realized, like you said, you gotta look in the mirror, and you know, if your first thought is like, I don't feel well, I don't like my body, I don't like, you know, my job, anything, I was like, you know what? With the job, my job could be so stressful when I was working in Brockton with kids and families, like seeing the struggles. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do it today. I was like, no. You're exactly who needs to be there today. You're the one that's going to help these people. And when you can speak with that empowering language, that auto-suggestion that is Charlene's describing to us, oh my goodness, just saying, your words have so much power. And if you speak that out, just wait and see over the course of, I'm not going to tell you a minute, I'm not going to tell you an hour, I'm not going to tell you a day or a week, whatever. When that becomes your unconscious belief that you are empowered and you're the best version of yourself and you can do or believe whatever it is that's good about you, watch as your life changes. It's incredible.
It's incredible. Like, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Phenomenal.
That's basically it in a nutshell.
There you go. Awesome. Hit the nail on the head.
As you were saying, you could open Pandora's box with this stuff and just go down really deep with all of this. Because there's so much to it.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's crazy how we all have these behaviors, actions, and patterns, habits for that matter, that could be there since we were little. You know, me getting to work in the psych field just as much as I do coaching, trauma affects you. And if something happened when you're a kid, that will begin to unfold the patterns, the beliefs, the habits that you do for the rest of your life if you don't catch it. And so a lot of people now are struggling with things that could date back to a week ago, or it could date back to when you were like 2. And it's crazy when you really step into that and realize, well, what if we change this belief about ourselves? Game over.
Absolutely.
Heck no, not game over. The game just started.
Absolutely. Right. And it's, some of it is like parental conditioning, like not, it's by accident. It's just the way that we're brought up in the world, because like when we're younger, what do they say are part of our mind that isn't formed is the part that has rules about how the world should work. I think it's like before we're age 9, we're walking subconscious minds, which means we live in a world where we're just like deciding to do things based on how we feel, which is how it should be, because like we are held back by doing things sometimes, like things that we want to do because we feel like we shouldn't because of a belief. So that's where all this comes into play, where it can really like, you know, go back in time. There's certain techniques that I can do with my clients where I go back in time to when that limiting belief or limiting feeling or emotion came up, and literally like uproot it and take it away, all that conditioning, all the years leading up to now, and instead like install that like empowering positive belief instead.
I love that. I love that. And you know, when you were saying that, it really sparks on for me, and I'm gonna take it really deep right now, but you know, you're stepping into the spiritual with your practice when you're helping people, just as much as you're doing mindset, because there's a whole aspect there.
Yeah.
You know, the mind, body, and spirit connection. With what you just said, with how at about age 9 it starts to kind of fade away. Truthfully, if you look at that from, you know, whether you say spiritual connection or just the way things are, when you're a young kid, you have the innocence factor. And when you're an innocence, for that matter, an innocent kid, just going about your day, going off of feeling your beliefs about everything, whatever it is, like the world's incredible, you have such a heightened level of spirituality in that very moment. And then as, you know, truthfully, not to, you know, not to take away light from this, but when we're in school at a young age, we start to learn what the world's really like.
Oh, yeah.
The world becomes our belief system in that matter, and it takes away our innocence.
Yeah.
To an extent.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when people really turn away from the spiritual thing. But you're there, you know, I'll take it even deeper for people. You know,
we're doing this.
in the Bible, it actually Jesus says that, you know, kids are so important. Kids are so important, and you know, I'm not going to say the exact scripture, but he emphasizes to everyone when he's in these groups of people how the kids are so, how can I say it? I don't want to keep saying they're major pieces, but a kid has so much more power. We'll say that. A kid has so much more power for that matter. And if you think of our lives, with whatever happened when you were a kid, it unfolds the rest of your life. But when we're later in life, when we reach into this spirituality, this manifestation, this prayer aspect for that matter, this affirmations, you're stepping it back to that innocence. You're coming back to who you truly were supposed to be when you were age 9 and it went away.
Yeah.
And it's just the way the world's become, where at age 9, school starts teaching this stuff to us.
Right.
But it's not their wrongdoing.
Right.
Just the way the world has to operate.
Exactly.
But as you said, that innocence factor, it's incredible how deep that goes. But, you know, let's step into it a little bit with how you're beginning to step into manifestation and help people manifest.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit right there. Like, with the mindset coaching, how do you kind of go about that?
That's a great question, because it's like I always used to be a lot more like spiritual and scientific based. And so transitioning into this world of mindset opens you up to so much more, because it is going into things that you've just never known were there. And including miracles, or they call it, I just posted about this, but miracles would be called like manifestation, which is you want something, you ask for it, you believe you can have it, but then you detach from controlling the outcome, and then that's when something comes to you. I learned that aspect as I was becoming an entrepreneur, because I was realizing like things were happening for me. Like I wanted them to happen, but I wasn't hustling or grinding as much as I normally would. I was just relaxing and just owning who I was and who I wanted to become. You kind of have to embody the person or the version of yourself that has that end goal. So I was doing that, and it brought me to so many more levels in like the entrepreneurial world than I ever were. Like I was attracting help, like business coaches, like certain people reaching out to me, certain people networking with me, and clients in certain ways coming to me. So that was really empowering, but also changing the story and also teaching other people about it. I'm just breaking into that kind of realm of things, because it's all connected. Like
100%.
So I haven't yet dug deep into doing that with clients, but when I feel that it's necessary and I feel that they could benefit from learning more about that, I definitely teach them a lot about it, because it's more empowering. I love how I want to say your career has unfolded, but your life has unfolded. Because if you think about it truly, and how you're helping people, you can help people in the body with the nutrition aspect, you can help people with the mind, and you're learning to help people with the spirit. And if you look at everything you've already told us in this video, your journey started with the body when you struggling with the body and beliefs about the body. That's true.
And then you realize the mind played such a major factor in the beliefs you had about your body, which when you rearrange that, your body became healthier. And then now you're stepping into the spirit, which at the end of the day is the height of all of it, to connect to a higher power, connect to God, the universe, whatever terminology you want to use. That's just going to make the rest of them that much more powerful. Your entire story has been climbing the ladder so you can teach people the ladder.
Exactly.
Huge.
Exactly.
It's incredible.
Yeah, exactly. Because I know who I was. I know the people out there that where I was. We're struggling. We're either stuck in the rut, didn't like their career, didn't like the relationships, wanted to attract the relationships they wanted. Even with their health, like, you know, they're at some point in their life where they're stuck in the rut. Like I said, going back to they know what they want, but they're not empowered to believe they can do it.
Yeah.
It's like when you get them to believe that they're empowered to achieve the goal, they will.
No,
They'll
exactly.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the point you made too with manifestation and the empowerment. You need to detach yourself from it. And I always teach with my clients, which I think is exactly what you hit the nail on, is you have attachment, detachment, and I think you'll begin to learn this, you have non-attachment. Because, and you know, I've said this in a couple of videos, but when you're manifesting something, you know, you mentioned the idea of a relationship. If you're trying to manifest a relationship you want, the person you want, you know, you'll be, people tend to be, and I've been one for this too. You're attached to the image of what you want this person to be, to look like, to act like, to behave as, and that's your goal. That's what you want right there. You're so connected to it. And then you're wondering why it's not happening. And it's because you're so attached to that, you're not giving the manifestation, the world, the spiritual world for that matter, opportunity to let it come to fruition and unfold because you have your vice grip on it. When people detach themselves, that has now become the term in my eyes as you're detaching yourself from what you want, which is great to an extent, but a lot of people are now, if I detach myself, I'm out of the game, I'm taking my ball, I'm going home. I'm taking this with me. And, you know, if you take your ball and go home, it's tough because that means that you're no longer living your life.
Yeah.
And if you're no longer living your life, yes, you're not attached to something, but you're detached from letting life unfold because you took your ball and you went home. You can't live it anymore. So how can life give what you want if you're not actually living?
That's a really interesting point.
Right?
It just makes me think about, I don't know if you're going to go ahead and...
I can keep diving deeper,
No, it's just, well, the point that you bring up, and we learn this as, like, I go through the NLP program, is to manifest or to get anything that you want, you have to live at cause of your life. Like 1000%, you have to be in control in the driver's seat, and you have to be responsible for everything that happened to you in the past, as hard as this might be to accept, and then what's happening to you in the present and what's going to happen to you in your future. A lot of people don't, and it's like they're not alone because I was there too. Like, I'm not taking responsibility for what happened to me, like that person got mad at me, but no, you have to, because it's who you were showing up in the world at that time that people were attracted to you, you're attracting certain situations. So when you're living at cause of your life, you're actually more empowered. You're more empowered to manifest.
Exactly. 100%. I love that. You know, the final piece of that puzzle is, which I think we're leading into, is non-attachment. So you have attachment, detachment, and then non-attachment, which I've said in other videos is non-attachment is when you're like, I want this, you know, this is exactly what I want. Here it is. And you give it to God, the universe, whatever it is, and then you just go about your life. I'm not going to worry about when it comes to me. I'm not going to worry how it comes to me. I'm not going to worry what it looks like. But I know it's going to come to me. I'm going to go about my life and let it. And we can let life unfold and let life happen to us and let life grow and just take us where it will. We realize the miracles, the manifestations, they come like effortlessly. It's incredible.
It's funny how that happens. And like, I actually, when I think about it and go back in my life, I pretty much manifested where I am today. You know, whether it was finding my soulmate, moving into an apartment when I was trying so hard, and it's so funny because as soon as I gave up looking, that's when he found something like that next week. I'm like, of course.
Exactly, right? You non-attachment for that matter.
Is so funny.
Right?
And then, you know, just everything leading up to the career and being where I am right now. You know, and hopefully that's a powerful message for people, realizing that they have that much more control over their life.
Exactly. And that I think that in a whole, when Charlene does a coaching session with people, she brings that to people where if you can come into it, tell her your goal, bring it to her, and let her guide you in how to let go of the goal and let it unfold. That's incredible. And I think that's what you do as a coach. Just learning your practice, learning what you do as a women's mindset coach, you're helping these women be able to accept who they are, realize what got them to who they are, realize how they manifested that all together. And then you're stepping and helping them become who they want to be.
Absolutely. And like along with that too, it's like those negative stories that you used to tell yourself, they feel like lies when you start becoming more like empowered and manifesting things and realizing you're in control of your life. I put this in this terms now because it's like I used to be so insecure, I had self-doubt, I had perfectionist qualities like tenfold. Like I would study in college for literally after one of my classes at 3 p.m. I would study for 12 hours until the next day. I would barely get any sleep. It was disgusting.
Wow.
It's so unhealthy.
Yeah.
But that's how perfectionism shows up. It's like you work so hard and nothing's good enough, and you feel like you're not worthy. And the only way to feel worthy is to get the results, or to feel like you're achieving a certain level.
Yep.
But anyways, I used to be so attached to being that certain type of person that when I discovered NLP and like the way of empowering yourself through these techniques, it's like those things are just floating around me, and it's not even attached to me anymore. It's like those used to be the stories I tell myself, and now it's like, no, I became so much more of a confident, empowered person by using this stuff.
I love it.
Crazy.
I love it. I love it so much because, you know, when you were exhibiting those behaviors, the perfectionism, the eating disorder for that matter, when you're doing this stuff, in the moment, looking back, it's very tough that we experienced that. It's very tough that we were perfectionists. It's very tough that you spent 12 hours doing that. I get to the point now where it's like, when I look back at myself and realize like, man, I can't believe I used to do that stuff, whatever. But there's a lesson in everything. And then now, if you think about it, the 12 hours that you spent studying all your studies, your school classwork for that work, just to do better, be the perfect person, be the perfect student for that matter, get the high grades, that taught you how to control your effort level. So now when you're a coach and your business as an entrepreneur, you can control it because you went full bore. Now no, I know what will get the job done. And you can enjoy yourself more because you taught yourself in a negative way how to put effort in. Now it's like, oh, I control it.
Well, now you can put effort in, like, not by working, consciously doing all these things. Like, and I was just talking about this earlier today. Like, it seems like everyone these days, it's like you're so busy. It's like a go society, and we're like trying to do all these different things. It's like, what if we just relaxed and sat back and let things kind of unfold?
It's true.
Like,
no, I love that. You know, it popped up. I think it might have been this morning or yesterday. There was an advertisement. I think it was on Instagram, and it goes, and the advertisement was like for some, I don't know, radio or something like that, podcast, and it goes, I know you don't have time to sit down and read a book anymore. And I stopped. I was like, no one has time to sit down and read a book. What are we doing with our time? What's 15, 20 minutes of your time? But people don't have 20 minutes anymore. Like, the society has literally become, I need to fill every block of time doing this, that the relaxation point for that matter is gone. But when you relax yourself, you're letting your spirit go for that matter, and you allow manifestation to happen because you're not attached or detached anymore. And when you can step back and relax and find that peaceful center in whatever you're doing, if it's reading, listening to music, you know, as you said, you with your boyfriend and everything, just hanging out, relaxing for that matter. That's when life comes to you. That's when what you're manifesting can finally unfold and show up in your life. And if more people had that mindset, I think American society today has really pushed that out. More people can take a step back and realize, like, you're gonna have that moment. It's incredible.
Have you? And this is really going deep with the whole energetics and manifestation, and I think it's like quantum physics is what they talk about. That's been interesting to me lately because it has a lot to do with all of this. Have you ever heard of probably have heard of Bob Proctor?
Oh yeah,
of course you have. He's like my idol.
Nice.
Like in one YouTube video, I remember I listen to him most mornings. Like a part of my routine is waking up and listening to either him or Earl Nightingale. And they have very empowering YouTube videos. But like one of his was talking about like the law of vibration. So like there is different laws in the universe. And one of them is like the law of frequency, or the law of vibrational energy. And this is my old like scientist, like nerdy brain geeking out. I'm like, all right, good proof. Because I do in some ways still like to hear that there's proof to things.
I get that.
But but also letting go and realizing things happen just because they happen. But he was talking about how you manifest things when you feel good. Because when you feel good, we're all like vibrating energy. Even if something looks physical, it's all matter. It's all like vibrating energy. Including us. And when we're happy, we're at a higher vibrational energy. And when we're at a higher vibrational energy, like attracts like. So based on the law of attraction, we attract more positive, high vibrational energy things to us. That blew my mind. Like when I realized that, and it's not always like realistic to like be positive and stay happy all the time. But when you can practice getting into that, just like the mirror technique I do in the morning. When you can practice getting into a positive state as much as possible, things come to you. As wild as it sounds, like the people, the places, the circumstances will start aligning with the person that you're becoming. I love that's 100% true, guys. Take that and run with it. Everything is matter.
Everything is vibrating at a frequency. Everything has energy. That pen that is sitting right there has to have some matter and energy to it and a frequency for it to be a pen. And it's going to be a deep thought for you.
Yeah.
And I love what Charlene said with the emotional aspect. Emotions carry a frequency. Emotions carry an energy. And this is deep, and we're going to definitely do another video on this. But like, you know, your emotions carry something. So if you're extremely happy, as she described, you're giving off that fast energy, and you're going to attract that positivity, that happiness to you. Yeah. But if you have people that are depressed, really down the dumps, negative for that matter, just like, oh my God, you can, like, if you see me all happy, all pumped up in these videos, and then if you saw me depressed, it's just, you can instantly see the body change.
Yeah.
You know, if I told you right now in your seat to depict outwardly a depressing person, and if you did that right now, you will see your body change.
Yeah.
You'll see your eyes change. You'll see your face change, because we all know what that looks like. But to do that, it shows you have control over your energy. It shows you have control over your frequency. And you can change that on a dime. And that's why Tony Robbins, we've learned from, he teaches this in his seminars, like how fast can you change your mood? How fast can you change your behavior? How fast can you change your moment? How fast can you change your life? Like
Physiology.
That. Literally like that.
Physiology, yeah.
Exactly.
It's the quickest way to feel better.
Yep.
Honestly, he says if you don't feel happy, you literally just smile to yourself like an idiot for 15 seconds, and then you'll start feeling happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
No, you have to find, for that matter, if it's tough for you guys to do that, find something, or just do exactly what Charlene said. Sit there and put a smile on your face and just
you'll
feel
start
it.
feeling better.
You might feel like,
crazy
you might feel it, or you might feel like, man, what the heck am I doing? And that will make you laugh, causing the change. And that's a real brief moment. As that compounds and grows over time, just wait, you're going to be happier forever.
Yeah, it does. Actually, what happens when you do that, and that's how I kind of got into this, and I'm realizing that's why I'm trying to teach other people that they can do the same things. Because when you're feeling bad and you do these things and you make it a practice, you're actually connecting new neural pathways in your brain.
Yes, exactly.
It's crazy. Like you can do that in a second by just saying a positive thing and feeling good, grateful for it, and feeling happy. Your brain starts making these connections, and then that, like I said, becomes your new autopilot, and it's a lot easier for you to be happy than negative when you do that.
100%.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the beauty of that is she teaches NLP. That's the neuro-programming piece of that, neuro-linguistic programming. That's teaching you that when you create these different pathways for your brain, live wire, it just happens. You're making these connections faster and faster. It becomes your new norm. You know, it becomes how you act out yourself. And if you're trying to overcome depression, trying to overcome anger, sadness, whatever it is, over time, creating this new neural pathway, you realize that you can't be that anymore. You know, people, I can remember, and I don't know why, it's just I've always been the positive person or the happy person. People would yell at me in college, dude, why are you so happy?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Right.
But like now I'm like, I walk that out, man. Like joy is just there.
Yeah.
Because I had to learn it.
Exactly.
It's all in here, the neural pathways now, where it's like, I can just sit myself in a room and just start laughing hysterically. Probably a little alarming to some people, but like whatever the heck's running through here, it's like, I feel good.
Yeah.
I don't have to feel bad. I could be going through a tough time, but I still find ways to feel good.
Exactly.
Because it's become the neural pathways.
Right. And you're at cause, and you know that, and you take responsibility for it. I think when you learn these things, it puts you in the place where you're able to control it better. Not to say like put a smile on your face when you're just feeling crappy, because it's like, to that point, like you don't want to hide the emotions either. It's okay to feel into feeling bad, but you know, kind of detach from that at the same time. Like respond, not react to the bad feelings, and instead rephrase, reframe your internal dialogue, and how can I think better next time?
Yes.
Like,
100%. And to kind of put a period on that, it's so incredible, because if you, like you said, you're not trying to fake it.
Yeah.
You're not trying to fake by putting a smile on your face. It's just, if you're feeling down, what are you going to do? Are you going to let feeling down have power over you?
Right.
Or are you going to put a smile on it because you realize you have power over how you feel? You have power over being happy. And if you put a smile on your face, that's you taking your power back from the depression. And that's something I think people need to take and run with, because the power to change your life is in the palm of your hands. And that's something that Charlene and myself, we take to our clients, because we want to create life change. We want you to live, this is how I teach it. Charlene's connected with it. We want you to live life on your own terms. How do you live life on your own terms? by learning this, by learning the spiritual aspect, by learning the body aspect, and realize how they're connected and how you can change your life on a dime by connecting them even further.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of being a coach.
Very well said.
It's
Yeah.
phenomenal. But we've kept you guys a while. I can assure you this will not be the last time you see Charlene on a once a week video, because I love that message, that power behind it.
Yeah.
Guys, I want you to check out Charlene's social media, her website and everything. But Charlene, tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, sure thing. So you can find me at www.charlenevalentine.com. Most days I'm chilling out on Instagram, so that's at Charlene Marie Valentine. I'm pretty active there, so shoot me a message, and I'd love to connect.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
She's got great content out there, guys. Reach out to her for a strategy session. See if she can bring to the table exactly what you're looking for, because I know she can. And if I can put my word behind that, she's going to help you exactly where you need to get to. And I have no doubt about that. But Charlene, I thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope this brought
Great
power
job.
to you. As always, like this message on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button below. Share it to someone who you feel needs to hear this right now. If someone popped in your head that may be struggling with this stuff, that whether it's a woman that Charlene can help with her mindset coaching, or it's just someone that needs to hear this message about NLP and how the pathways in your brain or manifestation, that's a clear-cut sign that you need to share this video to them so they can learn about it more and better their life.
Absolutely.
Please hit that subscribe button. That number is rising every week and I love every second of it, but we want to help people. Once a week's goal at the end of the day is to help people grow, to help people become better. And the more people that subscribe, the more we can share it and spread it too. So please subscribe. And as much as you can go to Charlene's website, you can go to billygLifecoaching.com and set up a free call with me, and I'll be right there for you for the strategy and help you get to where you need to be as well. And lastly, just started telling you guys about this one because it's brand new. If you want an experience about what a coaching session is all about through Billy G Life Coaching, reach out to me, comment below, and I can send you over a free training, and you can start a 3-step process to help you create the roadmap to where you want to be, help you take the steps needed now to get there. And lastly, if you want to start working with me, it's going to teach you everything you do. But if you want that link, comment below, message me on Facebook, Instagram, any social media, email me if you got it, text me if you got it, and I'll be right there for you. But lastly, Charlene, I thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
Phenomenal.
Good
guys,
stuff.
have a good one, guys.
Bye.
I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it.